So welcome to the video lecture series on problem solving, and today video lecture will be learning about number systems problem solving which has been asked in leading recruitment drives. This is Dr. K.N.Sivabalan. So the first problem which we are going to focus today is to solve a hotel in Haridwar pays a servant rupees 90 and it is also offering a turban. The servant leaves the job after 9 months, that means 3/4 of hour she has worked, and she receives rupees 65 and a turban. Now what is the price of the turban? Now the first understanding of what we have to require is this rupees 90 is 1 year salary. Rupees 90 is 1 year salary. Okay. Now she works 9 months. So 9 months out of 12 months, that is which is equivalent to 3/4. That means in a year 3/4 of the year she is working. 3/4 of the year she is working and she receives a salary of rupees 65 and a turban. She receives a salary of 65 and a turban. Now what is the original salary here? The original salary, if she works for 1 year, she will get rupees 90 plus a turban. Okay. Now this is 1 year salary. Now what is the salary she has received now? She has received 65 plus 1 turban. Now we can see, understand that the 65 plus T is called as 9 months salary. So 9 months can be written as 3/4. 3/4 into 90T. Isn't it? 3/4 is actually 9/12 can be simplified as 3/4. Now when you cross multiply 9 into 90 into 3, it is 270 plus 3T. Now when you just take this 4 and multiply here, that will become 260 plus 4T. Now I will just put T's on one side. So T's on one side will be when I bring this 3T here, okay, and bring this 260 here, it will become 270 minus 260, which is equivalent to 4T minus 3T. Now I have 1T here, so 260 minus 270 minus 260 is 10. So T. That means the cost of one turban is actually 10 rupees. So that's what the question has been asked. Find the price of the turban. Now what is the other way of doing this? So other way of doing this is we can also use a methodology of shortcut here. Okay, now what is a shortcut? Now let us assume that she is working for 3/4 of the year. Okay, so now if she works for 1 year, she will get 90 rupees. If she works for 3/4 of the year, okay, so 3/4 of 90, how much she should get? She should get 270 divided by 4 is actually 67.5. She should receive 67.5 as a salary. Okay, and she should actually receive 3/4 of the turban. 3/4 of the turban, because she is working only for 9 months. Okay, instead of getting a full turban, she should get 3/4 of the turban. But what she is getting? She is getting actually 65 rupees plus 1 turban. Okay, plus 1 turban. So instead of 3/4 of the turban, she is getting 65 rupees. So what is the difference here? What is the difference here? Okay, so the difference is actually 2.5 rupees. Okay, 67.5 minus 65. Okay, which is equivalent to 1/4 of the turban. Which is equivalent to 1/4 of the turban, because this 3/4 of the turban, she will be already getting that. Instead of that, she is getting whole turban here. Whole turban means that is actually it is 1/4 of the turban. Okay, 1/4 of the turban she is getting additionally paid for that. Okay, so the difference between 67.5 minus 65 will be 1/4 of the turban. So 1/4 of the turban is equivalent to rupees 2.5. Okay, if 1/4 of the turban is rupees 2.5, what is the whole turban cost? So 4 into 2.5, turban cost will be rupees 10. So this is the shortcut for solving this problem. Okay, I will going for the next one. So find the least number when divided by 16, 18, 20 and leaves the remainder called as 4 in each case. Okay, now we have to take an LCM for 16, 18, 20. Now when divided by 2 it goes 8 times, this goes 9 times, this goes 10 times. When again divided by 2 this is 4, this will be 9, this will be 5 and again divided by 2 this goes 2 times, this goes 9 times and this goes 5 times. Now when I divide by 3 this will be 2, this will be 3 and this will be 5. So that's all we can simplify. Now we multiply all these things together. Okay, so 2 into 2 is 8, so we will get 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 2 into 3 into 5. So which is equivalent to 8, 24, 70, 48, 48 into 3, okay, 8 into 3, 24, 24 into 2 is 48, 48 into 3 is 144, 144 into 5 is actually 720. So the LCM is actually 720. So LCM is equal to 720. Now what the problem says? The problem says is this LCM 720 is divisible by 16, 18 and 20. But what the problem says? When it is divisible by 16, 18 and 20, the remainder will be 4. So what you have to do is you add 4 to this. So the answer will be 724. Okay, but this is the intermediate result. Now what the another statement says? When it is completely divided by 7, this number should be completely divided by 7. Okay, in case it does not leave a remainder. So what you have to do? Now we will take this 720 plus 4 as 720K4, because I want to just ensure that whether the number is divisible by 7. Now take this 720, divide by 7. So up to 714 you can divide, isn't it? So I can take this 7 up to 714 you can divide. 700, 707, 714 is actually a multiple of K. Now what is remaining here? You have 6K additional plus 4. Okay, I am splitting this as 714 because 714K is completely divisible by 7. Will be divided by 7. 714 is divided by 7. Okay, now what you have to make here is we have to make this number divisible by 7. Now we substitute the value of K here. When K is equal to 1, 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 is not divisible by 7. Now K is equal to 2. 6 into 2 is 12. 12 plus 4, 16. 16 is not divisible by 7. Now substitute K is equal to 3. 6 into 3 is 18. 18 plus 4, 22 is not divisible by 7. Now K is equal to 4. Substitute K is equal to 4. 4 into 6 is 24. 24 plus 4 is 28. So 28 is divisible by 7. Exactly divisible by 7. So what is the K value? K value is 4. Now you substitute this K value 4 inside this equation. So 720 into 4. Okay, 720 is 4 is equivalent to 720 K value is 4 plus 4. Okay, 720 into 4 is actually 2880 plus 4 is equivalent to 2884 is the right number for this. Okay, I will go for the next one. What least value should be given to star so that the number is exactly divisible by 9? So now what is the divisibility rule for 9? When you add all these numbers, the digital sum should be divisible by 9. So what we will do is we will add 1, 1 plus 4 plus 5 plus star plus 6 plus 0 plus 3. So when I add it, now 1 plus 4 is 5, 5 plus 5 is 10, 16, 19. Now you will get 19 plus star. You will get 19 plus star. Okay. So now what is the next number which is divisible by 9? The next number is obviously 27. Okay. To make this 19 as 27, I have to put 8 here. Okay. So next number is 27. So 27 is actually divisible by 9. Now if I put 8 instead of the star, okay, then it will be exactly divisible by 9. So star value should be 8. So star value should be 8. So product of 4 numbers is 5888. HCF is 4. Now understand the equation here. So the product of numbers should be equivalent to HCF into LCM. Okay. Now you know what is the product of numbers. What is the product of numbers? All the product of numbers here. The product of numbers here is actually 588. So you know that all the product of numbers is actually 588. Okay. Now HCF into LCM. Now what is HCF? Everything should be in terms of 4. Okay. So I can say 4, 4, 4. Okay. Now the last number should be LCM here. Okay. Now there are 3 4s here. HCF there are 3 4s. 4 into 4 into 4. Okay. Into LCM we don't know what is the LCM of it. Okay. Now these 3 4 can be written as 4 cube into LCM, which is equivalent to 588. Okay. Now 4 cube can be written as 64 into LCM. Okay. 5888. Now what is LCM here? So LCM can be written as 588 divided by 64. So LCM, which is the value of 92. So LCM is called as a value of 92. Okay. Now you have to understand only this equation. So HCF is always in terms of 4. 4 means there are 4 elements here. So you should know that, say for example, if the HCF of a number is 2, what can be the number? Either the number will be 2, okay, or the number will be 2x, or the number will be 2y. Anything will be multiple of 2 only. So that is the reason why we are multiplying 3 times here, 4 into 4 into 4. Thanks for watching the video. Have a good day. So welcome to the video lecture series on quantitative aptitude. In today's aptitude, we will be discussing about the problem solving based on number systems. Now let us see here this problem. We are supposed to solve this problem. Find the remainder when 45 to the power of 73 plus 50 to the power of 73 when divided by 19. So what will be the remainder in this case? So first thing, you have to understand the theorem connected with this. So what is the theorem which is connected with this? Okay. So the theorem is, listen carefully, the theorem is a to the power of n, b to the power of n will be divided by a plus b, will be divided by a plus b if n is odd, okay. Now what it says is, when the power of n is odd, you know that 73 is odd number, its n is actually odd now. Now the number 45 to the power of 73 plus 50 to the power of 73 will be divided by a plus b. What is a plus b? A is actually 45 and b is actually 50. So now a is 45 and b is 50. So together it is called as 95. So the number will be divided by a plus b. Now this, understand that this 95 is also divided by 19 now. So 95 is divided by 19. So it will be resulting in the remainder called as 0. So obviously 45 divided by 73 plus 50 divided by 73 when divided by 19 will be giving me the remainder called as 0. So we have to understand this theorem. A to the power of n, b to the power of n when divided by a plus b will be resulting in 0. So it will be resulting in the answer called as 0. So now we will go for the next one. 33 to the power of 24 minus 70 to the power of 24 is least divisible by. Now see here again we will have a theorem, that is a to the power of n minus b to the power of n will be divided by A plus B, A plus B if n is odd, if n is odd. Now in this case, if n is even, if n is even, it should be divisible by A plus B. Now see here, n is actually even here, 24 is even. Okay. Now what is A? A is actually 33, B is actually 17. So 33 plus 17, A is 33, B is 17 is equal to 50. Okay. Now 33 to the power of 24 minus 17 to the power of 24 is least divisible by 50. So the answer is actually 50 here. Now we will go for the next one. So 126, 90 or 144 are to be drawn from 3 cans respectively. What is the capacity of the measure which will do it most quickly? Now in this case definitely we have to take the HCF of these numbers. Now first we will take the HCF of 144 and 126. So 144 is the biggest number, 126 the next biggest number divided by 2. Now 126. Now what is the remainder? 18 is the remainder. Okay. Now when we go for 126, okay. Now 180, it goes up to, okay, 54. So 190 plus 36, okay, it is equal to 126. Okay. Now it is exactly divisible. So it goes 7 times. So the HCF is actually 18 in this case for the first two numbers. Now we have to take apply HCF for 90, and what is the HCF we have got now? 18 is the HCF. So 18 and 19 HCF we have to get, HCF of 90 and 18. Now 18 exactly divides this 90. Okay. So when we divide 90 by 18, it exactly divides 90. So now that means HCF is called as 18. HCF is equal to 18 is called as HCF. So the answer is actually 18 in this case. Okay. So what is the capacity of the measure which will do it most quickly is 18 is the capacity. So the capacity is 18. The capacity is 18. Now I will go for the next one. So sum of 3 numbers is 264. Okay. So sum of 3 numbers, let us assume that there are 3 numbers here. Now if the first number is twice the second number, so let us assume the second number is x. Second number is equal to x. Okay. Now the first number is twice the second number, so that means first number is twice the second number, means if second number is x, first number should be 2x. Now and the third number is 1/3 of the first. So what is the first number? First number is 2x. Now we will go for the third number. Third number is 1/3 of first number. That means 2x by 3. Now what they are saying is, when we add all these 3 numbers, the total cumulative total is 264. Then find the second number. So we will just go for this. First add the numbers here. So first number is 2x, second number is x, third number is 2x by 3, okay, is equal to, what is the total? It is actually 264. Now when we just multiply this, 3 into 2x will be 6x, 3 into x is 3x plus 2x is equal to 264. Okay. Now divided by 3. Now when we simplify this, it will be 11x by 3 is equal to 264. Now we will make what is the value of x here. So 264 into 3 divided by 11. Okay, we want to find the value of x. So x is nothing but the second number here, isn't it? So now 11 goes 2 times for 26, 4 is there, so it goes 24 times. So 24 into 3, x value is 72. Now value is 72. Now what is the question has been asked? Then what is the second number? What is the second number? You know that second number is called as x. Now x value we have already found that it is 72. So second number is actually 72. 72 is called as a second number. So in this case second number has been asked. If it is the first number, First number is actually 2x. That means x value is 72. So 2 into x is 144 will be the first number. Okay. In this case, only second number has been asked. So the answer is 72 in this case. Now the digits of 2-digit number. Okay. Let us assume that a 2-digit number is there, which is in the ratio of 2x is to 3. Okay. And the number by interchanging this is bigger than the original number by 27. So what is the original number? The question has been asked like this. So let us assume that the first number is called as first digit. Okay. So we'll take the first digit is equal to 2x. The second digit is actually 3x. Okay, there are 2 digits now. Now what is the first change? First is saying, let us assume that when we interchange this, okay, so the first number is 2x into 10. Okay, because let us assume that the first digit is this side on the left side and the second digit is on the right side. 2x plus 3. Okay, 2x plus 3x. Okay, now what they are saying, this is the first number. Okay, let us assume that this is the first number. Now what is the second number? That means you have to interchange it. Interchanging means first number will be, first digit will be 3x and second digit will be 2x. Okay, now in this case second digit 3x into 10 plus 2x. Okay, now let us assume that this is one number and this is another number. Okay, by interchanging the position. So what is the difference? It is 27. So what is the original number? Now the first number is 3x into 10 plus 2x minus 2x into 10 plus 3x. Okay, now what is the difference here? When we minus these two numbers, the answer is actually 27, isn't it? So difference has been set as 27. Now 3x into 10 is 30x plus 2x minus 2x into 10 is 20x plus 3x is equal to 27. Now when we just simplify this, it will be 32x minus 23x. 32x minus 23x is equal to 27. So 9x is equal to 27. So x is equal to 27 by 9 is equal to, the value is called as 3. You know the x value is 3. Now what is the question has been asked? What is the original number? Now what is the first digit here? 2x is called as the first digit. You substitute 3 for 2x. It will be 2 into x. The first digit is equal to 2x. So you know what is the value of x. So x value is 3. So 2 into 3 is equal to 6. Now what is the second digit now? So second digit has been set as 3x. Okay. Now x value is 3 now. So 3 into 3. So 3 into 3 is equal to 9. So now first digit is 6 and second digit is 9. So the number is actually 69 is the number. 69 is the number. Okay. We'll go for the next one. Now Hari takes a card from a deck which has got only 2-digit numbers. The card he picked has got a number which can be obtained either by multiplying the digital sum by 8 by adding 1 or multiplying the second difference by 13. Now let us assume that what they are saying. Okay. Now there are two numbers, 2-digit number. Let us assume the 2-digit number is 10x is the digit and y, 10x plus y. Okay, it's a 2-digit number which is equivalent to what the first statement says. The first statement says the digit sum of the two digits x and y has to be multiplied by 8 and add to 1. So what is the first digit here? X is called as the first digit, second is called as y. So I have to multiply this by 8. 8 into x plus y, and adding to that is 1. I have to add 1. Now what is the second case here? I have to multiply the difference of these two digits. Okay, now what is the 2-digit number is 10x plus y, that is equivalent to 13. Now the difference between two digits is x minus y plus 2. Okay, now we will just simplify this. So 10x plus y is equal to 8x plus 8y plus 1, and this number is 10x plus y is equal to 13x minus 13y plus 2. Okay, now try to simplify this. When you bring this 8x this side, it will become 2x, and when you bring this 8y this side. Okay, now what will happen? So this will be resulting in an answer called as 2x minus 7y is equal to 1. Okay, this is called equation number 1. Now as far as this equation is concerned, we will just bring this side. But if you bring this side, it will be 3x and minus 14y, and when I take this minus to this side, 2 minus this side, it will be minus 2. Okay, so now this is equation number 2. Now what we have to do is, we want to equate this minus 7y and 14y. When we can equate it? When I multiply this 7y by 2, the first equation by 2, it will become equal to 14y. So multiply this by 2. What will happen? So the first equation will become 4x minus 14y is equal to 2. Now 3x, second equation 3x minus 14y is equal to minus 2. Okay. Now what we will do is, they will simplify minus here, minus here, minus here. Okay. So minus into minus is plus, so minus and plus, you have to cancel this, 14y cancels, 4x minus 3x is x is equal to, when minus into minus plus, so x is equal to 4. Now you know what is the value of x is equal to 4. Now substitute this value in the equation now. Okay, I will take equation number 1. Okay, substitute x is equal to 4 in equation 1. So equation 1, you know that 2x minus 7y is equal to 1. So 2x will be, x will be substituted as 4. So 2 into 4 is 8 minus 7y is equal to 1. So minus 7y, we will simplify this, bring this 8 on this side, 1 minus 8 will be minus 7y is equal to minus 7. So y is equal to 1. So what is the answer now? On the left side you should have x is equal to 4, and y, it is actually 1 here. So x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 1. So the number is actually 41. So the deck which he has taken is called as 41. So thanks for watching the video. Have a good day. So welcome to the video lecture series on quantitative aptitude. In today's aptitude technique, you will be learning about the various problems pertaining to number systems. This is Dr.K.N.Sivabalan, and this is the problem where a pendulum actually ticks 57 times in 58 seconds, and another pendulum ticks 608 times in 609 seconds. Now, if they start together, the number of times they will tick in the first 1 hour. So that is the question which has been asked. Now you have to apply the mechanism of LCM here. So LCM, in the sense, now it is actually considered to be a fraction. It is not given as a whole number, it has been given as a fraction. Now what you have to do here is, we have to take for every 58 seconds, okay, clock ticks 57 times, okay, and for every 609 seconds, clock pendulum actually ticks 608 times. Now what we have to do is, we have to take the LCM of it. So LCM of fraction. So when we take LCM of a numerator 1 and numerator 2, okay, and denominator 1 comma denominator 2. So what is the formula for this? So LCM of numerator 1 comma numerator 2 and HCF of denominator 1 and denominator 2. So this is the concept here. Now what is the numerator here? 558 and 609. So the LCM of 58 and 609, which is equivalent to 1218. So 1208. So there is no need to elaborate how to find LCM because we have already get accustomed with that. Now the next one is HCF of 57 and 608. So obviously HCF of 57 and 608 is actually 19 is called as a HCF. Now for every, the answer is 1218 by 19. Okay. So the LCM is 1218. That means for every 1218 seconds, it will actually tick for 19 times. It will actually tick 19 times. Now the question has been asked that if for 1 hour, how many times it will tick? Okay, now this is called as seconds and this is called as the number of times. What does it mean? That means for every 1218 seconds, the pendulum ticks 19 times. So that is the meaning of it. Okay. Now the question has been asked that for every 1218 seconds, both pendulum together ticks 19 times. That is the meaning of it. Now the question has been asked that in first 1 hour, okay, 1 hour is equal to, you know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Now if I convert that into seconds, every minute is actually 60 seconds. So for 60 minutes, I put 60 seconds, it's equal to 300 and 600 seconds. Now that means for every 300 and 600 seconds, how many times this both pendulum clocks ticks together? So now the question will be asked us for 1 hour is equal to 1 hour equal to 300, 600 seconds. And this pendulum ticks 19 times. So we'll just invert this. Now 19 for 1218 seconds. So when we just simplify this, it will be approximately 56.1 times. Now when you write in a whole number, then it will tick 57 times. It will tick 57 times. So that's the way of solving the problem. So you have to find the LCM of HCF of fractions now. Now what would be the remainder when 500 factorial is divided by 501? Now observe closely, what is 500 factorial? So 500 factorial is 1 into 2 into 3 up to 500. Okay. So that is the meaning of 500 factorial. Now when you closely observe this 501, so 501 can be written as 3 into 167. Obviously, it can be written as 3 into 167. 3 into 160 is 480 and 3 into 7 is 21. 480 plus 21 is 501. Now, listen carefully. Now, the remainder is asked like this. So, 500 factorial, which can be written as 1 into 2 into 3, 4 into something like this, up to 500, it can be written like this, divided by 501. So divided by 501, 501 can be written as 3 into 167. Now this 3 divides this 3. Okay, when the 3 divides this 3, the value is 0. Now this will also have a value called as 167, isn't it? So 1, 2, 3 up to 500, it also contains 167, 168. So now this 167 also divide this 167, remainder is 0. So 0 into 0, so always the remainder is 0 in this case. Okay. Now for example, you can take like this. So I want to find 4 factorial or I want to find 5 factorial divided by 2. Now listen carefully, divided by 2. Okay. Now 5 factorial can be written as 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 divided by 2. Okay. Now this 2 divides, and what is the remainder? When 2 is divided by 2, remainder is 0. 0 multiplied with any number is 0. So obviously this is called as the same mechanism is actually applied here. So the answer for this problem is called as 0. Now if a number which has 755x is divisible by 12, find the value of x squared. Now it's a very good question. Now 755, xx means you are applying a same number here. Now first we will take this 12. What is the factors for 12? So 12 can be multiplied, have a factor called as 3 and 4. So 3 into 4 is actually 12. Now what is the mechanism for 3 here? When we put 3, okay, so when anything has to be divided by 3, so if you want to divide by 12, first of all it has to be divided by 3 as well as it has to be divided by 4. So what is the mechanism rule for dividing by 3? The summation value, summation of your every digit should be divisible by 3, should be divisible by 3. Now we will just apply 7, 5, 5, okay, 7 plus 5 plus 5. Now 7 plus 5 is 12, 12 plus 5 is 17. Now 17, now when I add 4 and 4, okay, when I add 4 it will become 21. When I add 4 for this x, again it will become 25. Now 25 is not divisible, okay, 25 is not divisible by 3, we will leave it. Now we will apply 7, 4, 17 plus 0 plus 0, okay, if I substitute x with 0 and x with 0, now we will get 17, 17 is not again divisible by 3, but now I put 17 plus 8 plus 8, okay, because I have to put same numbers here. 17 plus 8 is 25, 25 plus 8 is actually 33. Now this 33 is divisible by 3, am I right? 33 is divisible by 3. Now, so now whether this x, what is the x which I am putting here? X is called as 8 and 8 here. Now whether this 88 is divisible by 4, last two digits has to be divisible by 4. 88 is also divisible by 4. So the number is 75588 is called as a number. 75588 is called as a number. So we have already solved now. Now the question has been what? What is the question has been asked? What is actually find the value of x squared? So x is equal to 8. So x is equal to 8. So x squared is equal to 64 is an answer. So the 64 is called as an answer. Now this is called as a successive division concept. So when a number is successfully divided by 4 and 5 leaves the remainder 1 and 4. When it is successively divided by 5 and 4, then the respective remainders are. So very good question again. Now you take the first two numbers 4 and 5. Now in this 4 and 5, which is the biggest number? 5 is called as the biggest number. So now when the number is divided by 5, so I will write 5k plus, when the number is divided by 5, it actually leaves the remainder called as 4. So 4k plus 5k plus 4. Now you substitute 1 for this k here. So the answer will be 5 into 1 plus 4, which is equivalent to 9. Now you take this 9, what is the next number? Now you have to divide by 4 here. Okay, since we want to find the number, we have to go from the reverse, from the biggest number to the smallest number. So biggest divisor number is 5, so the next biggest number is 4. So now you substitute 4 into 9, and when you divide by 4, what is the remainder? 1 is called as a remainder. 1 is called as a remainder. So 4 into 9 is 36. 36 plus 1 is actually 37. So the number is actually 37. Now the question has been asked, when it is successfully divided by 5 and 4, now the question has been asked as what is the remainder now? Now 37 divided by 5. So what is the remainder? 2 will be the remainder, and 37 divided by 5, what is the quotient? 7 is the quotient. Okay. Now the 7 has to be divided by 4. So when 7 is divided by 4, what is the remainder? 3 is the remainder. So the respective remainders are 2, 3. So that is the answer for this question. We'll go for the next one. So a girl entered the store and bought X flowers for Y dollars. Okay. Then when she about to leave, the clerk said, if you are buying 10 more flowers, I will give you all for $2 and you will save 80 cents. So the values of X and Y. So let us assume that for $1 is equivalent to 100 cents. Okay, so in 1 rupee is equivalent to 100 paisa. Similar to that, $1 is equal to 100 cents. Now let us assume that initially a girl buy X is equal to 5 flowers. Okay, and Y is equal to $1. Y is equal to $1. Now the question has been asked us when she was about to leave, if you are buying 10 more flowers, I will give it to you for, so $1 is equal to 100 cents, okay, isn't it? Now when additional 10 flowers she is buying, she will actually buy it only for $2 here. So now when additional 10 flowers, now value will be number of flowers is equal to 5 plus 10 is equal to 15. Number of dollar 15 is the rupees. Now what is the spending she has done? Y is equal to $2. $2 is equal to 200 cents. But understand that when you are buying $10, 10 flowers additionally, you are about to buy 300 cents, isn't it? 300 cents you have to buy. Okay, for 5 flowers you are charging $1. For 15 flowers you have to buy use $3. $3 is equal to 300 cents. Now instead of that, she has minimized that. The minimized cost is actually she is buying 100 cents less. Okay. Now for 15 flowers, if you are reducing 100 cents, for one flower it is called as 6.66 cents. One flower it is 6.66 cents. Now if you are saving 80 cents, okay, now just try to do this. 80 cents means, so 6.66 into 12 is equal to 80 cents. Now the problem here is, what is the value of x and y? So if you take x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 1, you will get this answer. So you can save 80 cents. So the answer is 5 comma 1. So the answer is 5 comma 1. So she is procuring 5 flowers for $1. So now find the factors of 80. Now how to find the factors of 80? Let us take 80 divide by 2. So it goes 40 times, divide by 2, it goes 20 times, again divide by 2, it goes 10 times, again divide by 2, it goes 5 times. 5 cannot be divided further, so 5 can be divided by 5 alone. So answer is 1. Now how many times you are writing? 2 to the power of 4 into 5 to the power of 1. Now how to find the factors here? What is the power of 2? Power of 2 is 4. So write 4 plus 1 into. What is the power of 5? 5 is actually 1. So 1 plus 1. Okay. Now 5 into 2 is equivalent to how many factors? There are 10 factors for this number. The easy way of solving this. So we will go for the next question. Now find the number of zeros for 100 factorial. It's okay. So number of trailing zeros. Trailing zeros in the sense when you take 100 factorial, divide by 5. So always put in terms of 5. How many times it goes? It goes 20 times. Now again 20 can be divided by 5. How many times it goes? 4 times. Now you take this 20 and 4. 4 cannot be divided further by 5. So 20 and 4, add it together. So 20 plus 4 is equal to 24. So there will be 24 zeros. Okay. So there will be 24 zeros in the answer, trailing zeros in the answer. Going for the next one. A person starts multiplying consecutive positive numbers from 20 onwards. Now how many numbers should be he multiply before he will get the result at the end of 3 zeros? That means finally you should get 3 zeros as an output. Now understand that whenever you have 5, it will actually result in zeros. The factors of 5 will be resulting in zeros. Now you start to multiply by 20. Okay. Now whether 20 is a factor of 5? Yes. So 20 is divisible by 5. Okay. So now 20 is actually divided by 5. So you can get the factors of 5. One factor will be there. So now 20 divides 5 actually divides 20. So now you get 4 times, but since 5 is actually the factor of 20. We can write it as 5 to the power of 1 into 4. Okay, so that will be resulting in 20. So always see the factorial now. Okay, now when you take 20, the next number is 21. Okay, so 21 is not called as a factor of 5. Okay, again you take another number called as 22. 22 is also not a factor of 5. Now when you multiply 23, 23 is also not a factor of 5. When you multiply it by 24, 24 is also not a factor of 5. When you take 25, 25 is actually a factor of 5. Now 25 can be written as 5 square. Okay, now you see what is the 5 to the power here? 5 to the power of 1 and 5 squared here. So how many 5 to the power of 1 is 1 and 5 squared is actually 2. So 1 plus 2 is equal to 3 zeros. So this is equivalent to 3 zeros. Okay, now how many numbers you are multiplying now? You start from 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 and 25. When you are multiplying with the resultant with 25, you get 3 zeros. So you have to multiply 6 numbers. You have to multiply 6 numbers to get 3 zeros at the end. So thanks for watching the video. Have a good day. So welcome to the video lecture series on quantitative aptitude. In today's video lecture, we will be learning about the way of solving the number system problems. So this problem, you have two reminders. One is 11 and 21. And it is obtained by two different numbers when you are dividing by a same divisor. And when you just put these numbers together and put a summation of it, when you divide it by the same number, you will get the remainder as 4. Now what is the divisor? So there is a formula for this. So the divisor. So to find the divisor, you have sum of reminders minus the remainder from the sum, when you divide by divisor. So what is the sum of remainders? So you have two remainders, 11 and 21. So 11 plus 21 minus now the remainder from the sum. So later the sum is actually divided by the divisor. Now what is the remainder at the time? It is actually 4. So minus 4. So now you know that 11 plus 21 is 32. 32 minus 4 is actually 28. So 28 is a number corresponding to this. We'll go for the next one. Now we have a number format A579B. So this A and B has to be replaced and this number should be divisible by 72. Now find what is the value of A squared minus B squared. Now understand that 72, you want to divide by 72. 72 have two factors, one is called as 8 and 9. So 8 9s are 72. Now what you have to do is, now we first try to fix this value according to 8. 8 means last 3 digits. Last 3 digits should be divisible by 8. Should be divisible by 8. Okay, now what is the last 3 digits? 7, 9 and B. Okay, now I substitute 8 here. When I try to divide 79 by 8, it goes actually 9 times, remainder is 7. And here for this B, when I substitute 2 now, it would be 72. Now it will exactly be divisible by 7 now. Okay, now if B value is actually substituted by 2, it will be 792. So B value will be, when B value is substituted by 2, it will be exactly divisible by 8 here. Okay, now when B value is 2, now how to find the A value? A value should be divisible by 9 now. Now when we put put all these values together, the entire sum has to be divisible by A, divisible by 9 now. So now what is the value of A? So A value we don't know. Now we have 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus B. B actually will substitute 2 here. Okay. Now, what is the rule for dividing by 9? Sum of all digits. Sum of all digits. Sum of all digits should be divisible by 9. Okay. Now, when you sum it up, 5 plus 7 is 12. 12 plus 9 is 21. 21 plus 2 is 23. Okay. So 23 plus a. Now, when I substitute a value as 4, it will become 27. So I substitute a value as 4. So 27 is now actually exactly divisible by 9. So now you know that a value is actually 4, b value is actually 2. Now what the question has been asked? It is a squared minus b squared. A squared is 4 squared and b squared is 2 squared. 4 squared is 16. 2 squared is 4. So the answer is actually 12. 12 is the answer for this. Okay. We'll go for the next one. So what is the remainder when 6 to the power of 17 and 17 to the power of 6 is divided by 7? Now 6 to the power of 17 plus 17 to the power of 6 divided by 7. Now what we will do is we will just try to divide this 6. 6 is actually one sort of 7. So I can write it as minus 1. I apply the remainder theorem, minus 1 to the power of 17 plus, when I divide 17 by 7, what will be the remainder? 3 will be the remainder. So 3 to the power of 6, okay, by 7. Now see here, minus 1 to the power of 17, 17 is odd. So when 17 is odd, obviously you will get minus 1 as an answer. So minus 1 plus 3 to the power of 6. 3 to the power of 6 is actually 729. 729, okay. Now minus of 729 by 7 is equal to 728. Okay, now when I divide by 7, this goes 70, up to 70 it goes, remainder is 2 and 28. So 28 is exactly divisible by 7. So the remainder is actually 0 is the remainder for this. We'll go for the next one. This 4 to the power of 128 divided by 17. So what will be the remainder? Okay, the remainder would be, now see here, there is a trick in solving this problem. You try to make this 4, which is actually 1 more or 1 less than 17. So you know that 4 to the power of 1 is 4, but 4 squared is actually 16. 16 is actually 1 less than this. Okay, we will try to write 4 to the power of 128 by 17. I try to make this 4 which is actually 1 less than 17, that will be 16. So when I write 16, 4 squared, okay, 4 squared means this 128 divided by 2 is 64. So 4 to the power of 2 divided by 64 by 17. Now you know that 4 squared is 16, 16 to the power of 64 divided by 17. Now 16 is actually one sort of 17. So I can write minus 1 to the power of 64 divided by 17. Now minus 1 to the power of even number. 64 is an even number. So minus 1 to the power of even number is 1 itself. So the answer is 1. Okay, I'll go for the next one. 26AB6 is a 4-digit number divided by 25. Okay. If the number is formed from 2 digits AB, this AB is a multiple of 13. So now then what is the value of AB now? Okay, now see here, the number is actually divisible by 25. So if the number is divisible by 25, the last digit should be 0 or 5. Okay, so obviously it is 5 is there, so perfectly it is okay. Now number should be divided by 25 means the second digit should be 0, 2, 7, okay, or 5. It should be like this. Okay, second digit, it should be second digit. So this should be second digit. Okay, for dividing by 25, because 25 divides when the last number is 0, the second digit should be 2, it should be 7 or 5. Now you know that we have to communicate for this B. So as far as 25 is concerned, since the last digit is actually 5, okay, now 25 actually divides 100, last digit should be 0, or 25 divides 75, last digit should be 5, or second digit should be 7, or it should be 50, last digit should be 0, second digit should be 5, or it should be last two digits should be 25, 5 or 2. Now understand that since last digit has been given as 5, okay, the only possibility is this is not possible and this is not possible. The only possibility is this and this 25. Okay. Now you know that, and it has also be given that since b value can be 7 or 2, but the value can be in the format of 13. The value can be in the format of 13, that is multiple of 13. So which value will be to the power of 13? 13 into 1 will be 13, and 13 into 2 is equal to 26. 13 into 3 is equal to 39, and 13 into 4 is equal to 52. Okay. So now obviously the b value should be 52. Okay, b value should be 2 and a value should be 5. So what we have to do is only possible number is actually 52. So the number which is divisible by 25 is 26. AB has to be substituted as 52 and 5. Okay, so this is the number which is exactly divisible by 25, and it is 52 is actually multiple of 13. It's not 4-digit number, it is 5-digit number. Okay, this 5-digit number. So we'll go for the next one. Find the least number when divided by 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Leaves the remainder 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay. Now listen carefully. Now you find the LCM for 5, 6, 7. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Now you will try to divide by 2. So 5, this goes 3 times, 7, this goes 4 times, this goes 9. Okay, now we will try to divide by 3. 3 means 5, 1 time, 7, 4 and 3 times. Okay, finally we try to divide by 2. Okay, 5, 1, 7, 2 and 3. Now again we will try to divide by 2. We will try 5, 1, 7, 1 and 3. Now I will try to divide by 3. So 5, 1, 7, 1 and 1. Okay. Now only two numbers left are 5 and 7. So 5 it's 1, 1, 7, 1, 1 and finally 7. Okay. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Now just multiply all these numbers to get an LCM of this. Okay. Now 2 into 3 and 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 5 into 7. Okay. Now we will try to multiply this. 2 into 3 is 6, 6 into 2 is 12, 12 into 2 is 24, 24 into 3 is 72, 72, 5 is actually 360, 72 into 5 is actually 360. So 360 into 7. So 360 into 7, we know that it is 4,000, 3,000. Okay, 360 into 7 is actually 1,805 times plus 720. Okay, so it will be 2,520. Okay, so the LCM is actually 2,520, but it is not the actual number. Now what had been asked? It leaves the remainder 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Now when it is divided by 5, it leaves the remainder 3. Okay, so 5 minus 3, what is the remainder here? 2 is the remainder. When it is divided by 6, it leaves the remainder called as 4. So 6 minus 4 is equal to 2 again. Now when it is divided by 7, it leaves 5 as a remainder. 7 minus 5 again 2. Okay. When it is divided by 8, it actually leaves the remainder called as 6. So 8 minus 6 is again 2. And when it is divided by 9, it leaves the remainder called as 7. So 9 minus 7 is equal to 2. Now always you can see that the remainder is actually a common number. 2 is called as a common number. So what is the LCM we have got? 2520. So 2520 and minus the common number. So minus the common number is actually 2. So it will be, the answer is 2518 is the number. So 2518 is the number. Okay. So the difference between two numbers is 1365. When the largest number is divided by the small one, then the quotient is 6 and the remainder is 2. Let us assume that small number is equal to x. Okay. Now the largest number is actually, when we minus the small number from the largest number, it will be actually 1365. Okay. Now let us assume the largest number is something called as y. So y minus x is equal to 1365. Okay. Now when I take this x over here, okay, now the largest number will be x plus 1365. Am I right? The largest number is x plus 1365. So let large number is equal to x plus 1365. Now what is that? That is equivalent to, when it is divided by a smaller one, that is equivalent to 6 quotient and a remainder here. Okay. So now the largest number is x plus 1365 is the largest number, which is equivalent to, now when it is divided by the small number called as x, what is the quotient here? 6 is the quotient. Okay. Now to which you are trying to divide? You are trying to divide by small number. So it is called as 6x. Okay. Quotient into divisor. Okay. Quotient to divisor. Divisor is called as small number, that is called as x. And what is the remainder? It is equivalent to 15. Okay. Now see here, this is equivalent to 15. You know that how to get a number? 6x plus 15. Now when you try to simplify this, now you just transfer this x here. So it will be and minus this 1350 is equal to 5x. Okay, 1350 is equal to 5x. Okay, now x is equal to 1350 by 5. Okay, so this goes 2 times and this goes 7 times 270. So the small number is actually called as 270. X is equal to 270. So thanks for watching the video. Have a good day.